Hey, Matt, this fire started around 7 p.m. tonight and quickly grew to, like you said, over 20 acres, possibly even 50. It's almost 100 degrees outside here today, but inside this car, it's much hotter. Our heat gun here says it's almost 120 degrees inside this very car. That's clearly way too hot for any people or pets to be in a car, but Colorado law says if it's necessary, you can break a window. So let's say I want to take a selfie here with my blue shirt, and then I upload it to social media, maybe using some hashtags. Companies can use that information to sell me a new blue shirt, but this law isn't protecting that kind of data mining. It's protecting something more important. First, we have Diana Circo. She teaches at CMU. She also has school management experience, but the board wonders if she's wearing too many hats, if she's too busy. Then next we have Matt Deers here. He's retired, but was in the district for over a decade, but the board questions his ability to be neutral. Last here we have Norm Ritter. He has a long history of management in schools around the U.S., but since he's new to town, the board questions his knowledge of the area. But I'll let these guys introduce themselves. But what was not shown on this map that a lot of people were kind of upset about at the meeting is some other potential properties kind of along this area right here. Everyone there wanted to make sure this was clear. Connecting to these devices is pretty easy. All you have to do is go to your phone's Wi-Fi settings, turn it on, and then connect to Main Street Wi-Fi, part of a program called Watchdog Dads, and it's been here at Dos Rios for 3 years. But what are those changes? Let's break it down for you. Right now we have the ESL program with a coordinator. That's Irene. She oversees everything, including 3 coaches that look after teachers. With the new structure, basically the coaches' positions are erased, and federal programs oversees ESL, which is where we find Irene. Then a new position will be made to overlook those 30 teachers. There are just over 3 students trying to use each computer in D51.
We're trying to move to at least a 2-to-1 or better.
Right now, they don't have the money for that. In order to get to a 2-to-1 ratio, the district would have to add 5 devices to each classroom. All right, so let's get back in the classroom. Say you're a 3-person household. You make a little more than $30,000 a year. An affordable rent payment for you is $758 a month. But the fair market price in Mesa County for a 2-bedroom is $878. So you're already burdened at 35%. A 3-bedroom can run around $1,280 a month. And that makes you severely burdened, paying more than 51% of your monthly income on rent alone. The corner of 5th and Rood, center of downtown Grand Junction,
all those countries matter too,
was the center of a national argument.
He's protesting the invasion that's coming.
I thought maybe I should just show up and express love.
It's not a migration, it's an invasion and an epidemic of disease, of everything.
Signs and opinions.
Actually, they're self-explanatory.
For rats.
As loud as their holders.
My sign says, every one of us is a child of God.
2 sides.
We can hardly handle the amount of illegal immigrants that we have.
Klansmen attempted to do this kind of stuff as I was a kid, so I've seen people like this with those type of signs.
Separated not by a wall.
I think that they're allowed to do that.
But a street and ideas.
Come in and get the welfare and vote Democrat.
A crosswalk-led discourse.
Why are these immigrants coming to the United States? They caught the bomber.
I am proud to be a Hispanic, that's all I can say.
But for today, while signs may sag and flags may wave, there's still a question of what will happen when thousands reach the border. For now, however, the Valley came together without really being together.
I'm out here trying to keep America safe.
I don't have a political solution, but I don't know that that's where we should be looking. Maybe we should be looking more towards our hearts again.
God bless America.
Grace, Lotto Mania is here, and it's safe to say it's probably not slowing down anytime soon. People have been filing in all day here at the Lucky Me Superstore trying to get that $1 billion ticket. You have until 15 minutes before the drawing to do so, but some of you were way ahead of the game.
I got paid, and I'm hoping to hit millions.
All day.
Can you please get a Mega Millions?
People have been hoping.
I am giving my dogs haircuts and getting Powerball and Mega Million tickets.
Or the Lucky Me. Yeah. So I feel lucky here.
To get lucky.
My kids live in Denver, and they said, Mom, go to Lucky Me. They've already sold one. You never know.
You know, they got to be lucky, right?
Worth a shot. Why not?
Everyone from lotto regulars,
Those two, and I want 63 quick picks.
to first-timers.
I've never done this before.
Grand Junction has been emptying their wallets.
Quick pick.
I only got 2.
One. I have a lot of faith too.
The Mega Millions is up to $1 billion.
Just some spare change.
What am I going to do with all that money?
The odds are about 1 in 302 million. You have a better chance of getting struck by lightning twice.
Most people say it can't strike twice in the same place, but lightning struck the Vatican twice a few years ago. I figured, why not?
And if you do get that money,
I just enjoy it.
Oh, I'd probably give it all away.
Probably go back to school.
well, we all have an idea for that.
Family, if you're listening and you guys watch the news, I will take care of you. I love you guys. Well, sometimes, but I love you guys, but I will help you guys out.
The odds are certainly not in anyone's favor. In fact, you have a better chance of being an astronaut, becoming president, or the Rockies pitching a perfect game. Regardless, I got my ticket, and good luck to all of you out there who got yours. Grace?
Kara's my baby sister. I kind of always remember her as a, little Kiki. So we're doing this mural. It's a memorial to her memory. A couple years back, she had gotten this special bike. And the house that she grew up in, it had a road behind it, and she would always ride her bike down there with her dog to go hang out at the river at the boat launch. As you can see the happiness and the fun she's having. Her smile could brighten up anybody's day, whether they knew her or not. That's one of the things that everybody loves and remembers about her, is her smile and her bright eyes. Part of the big piece of this artwork is her smile. Death is always a very difficult thing to deal with, that's why we tend to end up focusing on her life. She was always such a giver and such a staple in her community, always lending a helping hand, always giving to people in need. We'll be able to come here and remember her.
Kira's parents are actually getting married tomorrow, which happens to be her birthday, and they'll be moving to this property here soon where they can look upon this wall for many, many years to come.
Every time I play, people come up and they go, "How do you get that sound?"
But not that specific sound.
And it's actually retro and modern at the same time.
To get the sound Harry's talking about,
a deep kind of roaring sound,
we have to talk to Michelle Lafree.
Harmonica players, especially blues harmonica players, seek a special sound that is literally out of the 50s and 60s.
And start with a different kind of beat. These little R2-D2 sounds you hear behind me with this 3D printer will eventually make sounds a little bit better to the human ear. You might hear some of them now. Like this.
It really has given me a new palette of colors and a big brush to work with.
Through a brush, Michelle invented a new way of hearing.
I knew how to manipulate three-dimensional objects, and so I knew that I could create the kind of shell that I was seeking with a 3D printer.
With the help of some technology.
The shell acts like the player's hands.
It's called the racket. Here's why.
Put your harmonica in the rack or make some racket.
It's a harmonica microphone.
So it frees up their hands to be able to play a guitar or drums.
And not only does it sound nice, it solves a problem.
The problem with that has been that there's been no real way to interface with a microphone other than just putting a vocal mic in front of them.
The racket has two caps, one that seals.
The other has a hole in it that allows the player to do what we call in the business wah-wahs.
Her first rendition didn't quite work out.
I called it at the time a stovepipe.
But then Blow Me Away Productions in California happened to have a mic that perfectly fit her prototype.
He put one of his bullet microphones in the end of the shell, and lo and behold, out came this incredible tone.
It's a sound of right now, because this was just invented.
In Montrose, Megan McNeil, KKCO 11 News. These are 25 surveys conducted by the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, and they all reference the Palisade Living Center and address various complaints and issues, all just within 2017. I spoke with 2 former residents who complained about many of the issues found within these very reports. This is Jessica, and she has MS.
I've never seen as many, and I was one of them, hopeless, helpless people.
And here's Deborah. She had a stroke in 2015.
I'd like the public to know and not to send their family members there or even their friends.
They both stayed at the Palisade Living Center, a nursing home that provides rehab and dementia care, years apart.
It was scary.
To me, it was hell. So I feel like I've been to hell and back.
And both women left.
I hated it there, but I don't regret that I was there because it changed me. I didn't know how strong I was.
I had to squeal to get a shower.
Last year, the facility was inspected 25 times for various complaints. We looked through the surveys submitted to the state and posted to a state website. Failed to ensure prescribed inhalers and incontinence supplies.
Like other residents in there that would pee their pants, and they didn't do anything about it.
Failed to have sufficient nursing staff.
Press the call light button. It takes an hour and 45 minutes.
Failed to maintain a clean kitchen.
The food there? Blah.
Failed to provide adequate activities. One resident found just staring out a dirty window.
And they lay there on a bed all day long and not even see the light of day.
And perhaps most disturbing, the facility failed to properly maintain wounds of a resident who developed a maggot infestation. About 60 to 75 maggots were removed from a foot. So was a piece of dead tissue. I asked the state about this. Is that something usual or common around these types of nursing facilities?
No, it's not common.
I was afraid.
Of what?
Being forgotten.
The list goes on with various complaints. The state says every complaint is vetted and investigated. According to the reports, in most 2017 surveys, the state and the facility corrected these problems.
That's our job, is to keep people safe in Colorado's healthcare system. So we certainly are going to work as hard as we can within the confines of the regulation and the law to ensure safe care across this state.
There are 223 nursing homes in the state of Colorado. For the fiscal year of 2015 and 2016, the average nursing facility had about 2 complaints. Palisade had 7.
They didn't have enough staffing to take care of you at night.
But they are larger than most facilities, with 91 beds.
I was in there, and it was terrifying.
The Palisade Living Center declined an on-camera interview, but sent us this statement saying, in part, we work diligently to provide care that is tailored to our residents, and we stand ready to address individual concern once we are notified of them.